Yeah, come on, boys and girls.
Smell that.
I love out-liberaling liberals.
Fuck the questions. This is great.
What fucking time travel bullshit is this?
Vote Tory. Hello and welcome to this week's Well, That Went Well Q&A episode, our final Q&A episode for a little while at least. Hi Jeff, how are you doing?
Yes, I am good. Yes. Well, I'm very good.
Sounds like we're that was all scripted, but we're really bad actors.
Do you know
Hello,
what it
Jeff,
felt
how are
like?
you? Yes, well.
I went to, you know when some people listen to podcasts, they do on 1.25. Do you know people do that when they get so that they can get through it?
The first week that we did this, and obviously Will was sort of finding his feet, so he sent it quite late. And I listened to because we have to then listen to it and give Will some notes and go, get rid of that otherwise because I don't want to get cancelled. So I listened to the first episode at 1.5 speed.
1.5?
Yeah.
Who sounded the weirdest?
Well, no, because it doesn't go up. It still keeps it at the same thing, whether it goes like that.
Have you done it on the 0.5?
But again, it doesn't go lower. It's weird.
Sound like you've had a stroke.
Or just taken some ketamine.
I wish. One of the great things about the show is like the community element to it. There's been a
community.
Well, you know, like when the show goes out on Fridays, there's like a live chat. A lot of people, very, very lonely people, I think, meet in the live chat.
So a community of very lonely people. That's what Jeff thinks of you, guys.
We're predominantly, but not exclusively, middle-aged men.
That doesn't mean you're lonely, although I am lonely.
Yes, it does.
I've got cats.
Yes, it goes with the... Have we discussed this?
What, my two cats?
So the guy that has a vodka martini that does as a shopping spree on carpets has cats as well.
No carpets, a sofa and some wallpaper, Jeff.
When you go on dates, how long do you leave it before you drop in the cat carpet type info?
I have not been on a date for probably 15
They
years.
come to you, don't they? The old pie thing.
Oh, you can smell that.
That's astonishing development. Suddenly became Jay from the In-Betweeners.
I can't. Sometimes I make myself want to be sick.
But you keep doing things that people would expect I would do.
But this is the real me, right? Everyone thinks that I'm Jonathan Pye and sort of quite and really care about shit, whereas I'd much rather smell that.
I think the best time of your life was always when you're doing GCSE science and you were sitting with another lad with a gross out sense of humour. Yeah. Best times ever.
Why particularly that science lesson?
Well, because science, I guess it would drift into biology.
Oh, I see.
There's
a textbook nearby with a willy in it.
Yeah, and when a teacher says labia, you're like, that's it, we're done.
I never had teachers talking about labias. Also, is it labia or labia?
Labia does sound like a middle class girl's name, doesn't it?
Come on in, little labia.
Yeah, labs, darling.
Where's labia? She's at her piano lesson.
Yeah, with vulva. No, vulva doesn't work.
With Mrs. Vulva, her piano teacher.
Yeah, a very strict and austere piano teacher.
Yeah, but she's very good. She trained at the conservatoire.
She did. One of the things we'll pick, so we'll go into the questions in a sec, but for a while ago, we put out a shout for how to describe films in a sort of pithy one.
I think that was last week.
Okay, do we have any responses?
Also, there was just one comment that I just wanted to pick up on that I didn't do with the thing. A pedantic me has to mention it was Harry Corbett, who was the puppeteer of Sooty and Sweep, not Harry H. Corbett. Harry H. Corbett was in Steptoe and Son. And that sort of thing really annoys me. And I put that H in last week thinking it was that. And it reminds me when over lockdown, I did a series of Pie, like mockumentaries, Pie behind the scenes, Pie's lockdown kind of thing. And there was a point where I was talking about Apocalypse Now, and it's the scene where Robert Duvall is, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, and I mixed him up. I love the show.
Can we leave that in? This show might not come back.
Anyway, I mixed up Robert Duvall with Ed Harris, and I said it was Ed Harris saying, and the minute it went out, I suddenly realised my mistake, and I can't watch that episode now because of that stupid mistake. Anyway,
I do can I mention, I do a twice weekly other podcast. Yeah. Just every week I'm putting content into the public domain with that kind of shit in it. I just had a question in my mind. I can't believe it's taken me this long to ask. I think your fans might want to know the answer. Why is he called Pie? What gave you the idea for the name? I'm genuinely interested.
The only time I ever tried stand-up before Pie came along, and it was a mate's birthday and everyone was doing a little skit, and I was like, I'd like to try stand-up once, but why don't I pretend, instead of it being me doing stand-up, I'll do it as a character. Do you remember the Battersea Barge? Do you remember that? It was a venue where you could do stuff.
Yeah.
So it was on the Battersea Barge, and I remember going, well, what I'll do is I'll pretend to be the safety guy on the boat, and therefore he's just blah, blah, blah. And I just came up with this name, Jonathan Pye, because it just seemed a bit sort of, I don't know, boring, but sort of funny, but sort of not.
Yeah, it's like a weird name, but not at the same time.
Sort of stuck. It stuck with me. And then when this character came, it was just, it's got to be Jonathan Pye. But the weird thing is, a lot of people on the street call me Jonathan because they think I'm Jonathan, but that means they actually think my actual name is Mr. Pye, which is kind of like...
But what I've always been admired is that you haven't gone to town with the pun ability for your titles. I would have gone Route 1, Pie and Mash, a slice of pie, another slice of pie.
Shall I tell you something? You know, you've been taking the piss out of me having my little outhouse done and trying to turn it into... Because I've got a pull down screen. I'm thinking of calling it Shepherd's Cottage because they're both types of pie. Yeah. But it's instead of calling it like Pie Towers, something a bit more subtle.
Can I just say, from the local council's point of view, I wouldn't let them know that's what you're calling it because
it sounds like it's another postcode, doesn't it?
But it also sounds like they might need patrols. Do you know what I mean? Cottage Inn, Shepherd's Cottage. I don't know. Shepherd's Cottage does sound nothing wrong with gay sex. It is still illegal.
Keep it out of my outhouse.
I'm more gay friendly than people think. Do you know my son's godparents are two married gay men? I'm massive on the scene.
Really?
Yeah. See, that always gets that reaction. I love out-liberaling liberals. It's great.
Yeah, but it seems like a bit DEI to me. You don't actually like them, do you? You're just trying to just...
Do you know what? When I did Edinburgh in 2016, why are we sort of self-interviewing here? I don't know why. I know. But when I did my breakout show, Conservative, just put a W in it. And there was a bit in it where I mentioned that my son's godparents are two married gay men, and the feeling every night, because what I had was loads of people coming throughout that run wanting to get outside their echo chamber. Yeah. Died on my arse most nights. It was so fucking quiet. But I mentioned that, and it was such a sweet moment. They were like, I could have a go. Well, you don't, do you?
Yeah. I'm woker than you are.
Woker, yeah.
Vote Tory.
Yeah, that was why I did it. I just said, son, I've got a bit of a vision for the future here.
Yeah.
And this is going to play really well for me at the Fringe.
How does your son feel about this? Is this sort of
rampantly
homophobic?
No, it's really hard. My son is just an incredible little human being. It's
Can I say something really sweet as well? Because it looks like I'm never going to have kids, which is because I'm just getting too fucking old for it. But I started to feel really jealous of people who do have kids. And my next door neighbours they've just got a young kid, and they're it's still a little toddler, can't speak and everything. And I just overhear them as a family having a laugh with this little child, and it just brings a smile to my face every day. That I'm just like, there's just this lovely little family, and I'll miss out on that because I'm lonely and I've got cats.
He's lovely. I would imagine. Look, I'm overwhelmingly positive, but it's because I had a good one. There's a roll of the dice with every kid. If I know fucking semen Satan spawn come out.
I know a few people who've had 2 or 3 kids, and it's particularly on the third go. By the third go, they go, "We got this covered now. We got this covered now." And then the third one comes out, and it's a little fucking shit. And I've heard it was a friend of mine who dad going, "If we'd have had him first, we'd have never had a fucking other one."
But that's after 2 whiskeys, isn't it? Yeah. If we'd had you first, we would never done. I think even like there is an argument. Some people they have a second one quite quickly, and I think it's like doing an ecstasy tablet. So people will do one half. They go, "This feels amazing. Let's do another half now." You go, you still hadn't finished on the previous one.
Yeah. Oh, now 20-year come down.
Now I need to go. Now I need to go to the A&E. We should just do a couple of quick ones of these movie things.
Yeah, sorry. Just, when someone how did they describe it last time? But it was basically Star Wars Phantom Menace. They described it as 2 poor blokes gambling
a peasant boy.
Star Wars Rogue One. 2 grown men fight over whose ball it is.
Okay,
that's quite good because it's about Darth Vader and this other guy going, "This is my Death Star."
That's a subplot.
All right,
I would say.
Return of the Jedi. This is from Helly Peak. This is all something gets out of hand. Return of the Jedi. Teddy Bear's Picnic gets out of hand.
That's very good.
Empire Strikes Back, family reunion gets out of hand. Star Wars A New Hope, moon building project gets out of hand. It goes on, it goes on.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, the Historical Reenactment Society's depiction of the English Reformation with lasers gets out of hand.
This is fantastic.
This is a really good one. 2001 A Space Odyssey, trying to switch it off and back on again gets out of hand. It's great, no?
That's brilliant. We have a winner.
Yeah, we do have a winner.
We can declare a winner. Okay, let's get into your questions. All right, so what's the first one now?
Should we be, as a whole, worried about Rupert Lowe? I know he mainly exists to bury Farage because of their bitter personal feud, but would he become a greater threat if he was to succeed?
I think Farage has a bigger ability to appeal to a broader base. I think this will be, like the people that said Hitler could never rise to power. This will be the bit. I'm not saying Rupert Lowe's exactly like Hitler, but this will be the thing that will be played back.
Yeah.
I think there's a ceiling on how far Rupert Lowe can go, because I do still think fundamentally there's a lot of moderate people in this country. That's one of the biggest things that we always forget. And I think that there's a cross-purpose nature to what he says. One thing I do like about Rupert Lowe, hear me out, is just how camp the whole thing is. Like, he's doing really the whole thing just to fucking bury Farage. It's pretty funny.
I mean, for those of you that don't know, Rupert Lowe runs a company, I nearly said, probably is, called Restore, but he was kicked out of Reform, and Reform bullied the shit out of him and by all accounts treated him appallingly.
Yeah, so,
and I'm no fan of this guy, Rupert Lowe, but he has now got a vendetta against Farage. It's great bedtime reading. Look it up. It's really fun.
The claws at dawn on the right are very catchy at the moment.
It is that sort of. They're all really prissy and sensitive. What I think is interesting is you put it here. You go, what if Rupert Lowe were to succeed? I think he is succeeding. He's succeeding in exactly what he wants to do. That's kind of that sense of that thing of the Overton window, right? And the more extreme voices that are heard that are out that end, the further...
Were you tickling someone's balls?
I was.
Nice,
the right-wing balls there, left-wing balls there. No, the other way around. But the more extreme voices are heard, the more slightly less extreme voices seem reasonable, right? And I think Rupert Lowe helps Nigel Farage in an odd sort of way, because Rupert Lowe does come out with some extraordinary shit on Twitter. He really does. And it's sort of overt in how nasty a lot of it is. Where he makes Farage sort of seem reasonable, but also it's worth pointing out that in this country, Rupert Lowe is a fringe politician, right?
Yeah, polling anything between 5 and 8%. Yeah. In
America, right now, Rupert Lowe is seen as sort of a potential prime minister, right? He was on the Joe Rogan show recently. Rupert Lowe is explicitly funded by the richest man in the world. Elon Musk is retweeting all the time. And this is the same Elon Musk that's trying to get the AfD into Germany and looks like he might succeed.
There's an argument that Elon Musk might have given him a little bit of a boost on X. I mean, basically, on X, Rupert Lowe could share a video of him farting and it would do 500,000 likes. I mean, I would like that. That's good content.
As long as you're setting light to it.
Let's not fuck about. Obviously. It's good content.
But, which actually, and it's an important point that buying into the way America sees or wants the world to see the UK, America wants London to be under Sharia law, like Tommy Robinson says. And Tommy Robinson's another one. He's a violent, multiple convicted thug who the State Department welcomed with open arms recently. Tommy Robinson's legal fees are being paid by the richest man in the world. And over here, it seems like a fringe voice. Over there, you've got the Vice President of the United States spouting Tommy Robinson talking points about like I say, that the UK has fallen to mainstream Islam. I'm not saying that there isn't necessarily a problem with Islamist extremism in certain areas in this country, but we have not fallen under fucking Sharia law, and anyone that says so is a dog whistling motherfucker.
Could I say a quick point about, just to counter why you're saying some of those things, is and this might not play well with some of your audience, but I think that we need to be aware of left-wing economic populism, right? Which doesn't sound anywhere near as dangerous, but you do hear a lot of people saying, tax the rich, but their definition, what they think is possible in terms of penalising wealth creators could eventually lead to the country being poorer. The poorer a country gets, the more it goes to economic extremes. I'm not saying that they're in exactly the same people. But, some people seem to genuinely think that if you took away MPs' expenses and reduced their salaries, it would solve some of the problems in the NHS. I do see a worrying rise in a very simplistic view of what we can do economically on the left and who the baddies are as well.
I totally agree with you, but there's also, on the other flip that coin, there is an overly simplistic view of how, if you can deal with illegal immigration, which we have to deal with, that will solve every fucking problem in this country. And I don't think there's a single person who's arrived in this country on a small boat who is more responsible for the cost of living crisis or the state of our schools and hospitals than corporate profiteering. Whereas the people who spend money trying to get Nigel Farage elected, they don't want us to talk about that. They think every problem in this country is better to just throw it onto illegal immigrants. And I'm not saying that we don't have a problem in this country with it.
Yeah.
With that, we do. But I think there's an oversimplification in that regard, right? Us lefties go tax the billionaires and that will deal with everything.
But it's like wealth
they
tax.
go shoot people on the small boats.
A lot of people on the left are genuinely deluded about what would happen if you had a wealth tax. There's no doubt it could raise some money, but it might not raise as much in subsequent years. So none of these things are silver bullets, I guess is what I'm saying.
How did we get onto fiscal policy from Rupert Lowe being a racist?
I don't know, but we went a bit serious. Let's do a more fun one.
Yeah, right.
This is from Wazza, who I think no one calls themselves that anymore, but maybe
whoever did.
Someone messaging from the 80s. Right. There's a lot of talk about damaging social media, but what about WhatsApp? It's ruined my fucking life. That's from Wazza. I think this is very timely because we're talking about the effects of social media. WhatsApp in 2019...
WhatsApp's not a social media platform, though,
It's media used to be sociable. That was the point of it, right? That's the point, is it slipped in under your radar. Now, in 2019, what was WhatsApp? If you'd have said, I'll phone you back on WhatsApp, you'd have gone, what fucking time travel bullshit is this? COVID put us into silos, made family groups. Now, I don't know how your kind of interactions work. WhatsApp's now a job where I have to sit down and fucking pray hands, thumbs up shit. Otherwise, I'll get ostracised. There's the ever-present risk of sharing a joke to the wrong group. Okay? And I don't care how left-wing or progressive you are. We've all said shit on WhatsApp that if they leaked, we're all done. It's planet-wide cancellation. It won't actually matter because everyone will be cancelled.
Everyone will be fucked.
So no one will be cancelled.
It's like if everyone's internet history was leaked, everyone would just go, we're all equal, right?
You know, the most embarrassing thing for me is how lame some of it would be. It would be like dogs greeting their owners after long delays. It would be stuff like that.
What were the actual sizes of the Starship Enterprises?
So, I think WhatsApp also, I would get rid of... like people being able to see when you've read something.
I hate that. Yeah. I hate that. It's WhatsApp groups that annoy me because basically if I'm in a WhatsApp group and then you look at it and you go 27 messages are on this group, you go, I'm not going to read those. Yeah. And within those 27 messages, there might be a piece of information I like. It's like people that leave voice notes, which I have to admit I've started doing. Because it's like leaving a voicemail.
A bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry. But this is a new thing for me. I used to hate them and now I do it all the time.
He's like an apprentice candidate. He's like, 704 idea for thumbnail.
But what I really hate about those messages is it can be 3 minutes long and in the middle of it is what time and where. And you just go, I need that written down.
That's what you need AI for, to proofread them. All right, we've done a fun one there. You got a more serious political one?
Let's talk about Tony Blair. Why does Tony Blair, the grinning, gurning ghoul of a man, keep pumping out essays, opinion pieces and instructions for what Labour should and should not do?
It's because he's political Alex Ferguson. Do you remember after Alex Ferguson got sacked from United?
No, I don't.
He would just sit in the stands and they would cut to him every time that
something went wrong.
That United were getting beat. I suppose because he's a narcissist, because he can. Like people like having power and influence. He had it. I suppose what he did have, which made him a good politician for a while, was he had conviction. Like there was no doubt in that. In the way that he acted, he moved forward with conviction. Did it result in a war that might have led to radicalisation in the Middle East? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But he was convinced that there were WMDs.
Yeah, but just imagine doing that. The arrogance of the fucker. I hated him. I hated him so much. But I remember when the Iraq War inquiry came along and he was asked questions and he went, well, I feel all right with the illegal slaughter of thousands of women and tens of thousands of women and children because I believe in God.
He didn't exactly say that.
Pretty much. He said, well, all right, but he said, well,
do you regret it? And he sort of went, it was a bit churlish the way he said it.
What an asshole.
But my memory says he said, fuck you. Britain.
Does he not realise that he is
Tony Blair?
Genuinely fucking hated and shut the fuck up. And also just so unhelpful. Weirdly, again, you know that I'm a secret Brown fan, but Brown has sort of come back onto the scene a little bit more in the last few years. And it does seem to be sort of a bit more helpful. Whereas Blair just seems to like throw a fucking grenade. Whilst, he's just such a... I hate him.
So it's interesting. So I'm basically lifting an opinion off, I think, the news agency.
Right.
But they were sort of saying that Tony Blair went away and made loads of money, and Gordon Brown went away and basically delivers food parcels in fucking Dumfries or something.
Yeah, it's like when Jimmy Carter versus what Trump will do when he leaves the White House, which of course he'll never leave the White House because he's built himself a bunker that he can lock himself in.
Yeah,
now,
the perma Trump. I think that he is he is box office. That's another thing. So as long as the press are fascinated by what he has to say, they will keep going to him. The other issue is in terms of significant prime ministers that are good in front of a camera, there aren't that many. So if you want a former prime minister to say something, David Cameron's not really that interested. You're not really going to go to Theresa May.
Blair would be not that interested. I wish he'd fuck off.
He would never not be interested in the views of Tony Blair.
See, this is the thing. I never felt that he was charismatic. I never felt he was that good in front of the camera, and he would just talk like this. And is he the guy that invented that, or is that a Cameron?
What, the thumb of emphasis?
You know,
the thumb of emphasis.
I found him disingenuous from day one. I always hated that man.
And how many times did you vote for him?
Never once.
That's fair. Do you know
Never
what?
once.
That's weird. I voted for him twice. I voted for him in 97, 2001, and then I woke up to the leftists.
The only reason I didn't vote for him in 97 is because I was lived in Somerset at the time where I grew up, and that is one of those weird places. The West Country is this weird place where it's either Tory or Lib Dem.
Yeah.
It's one or the other, and Labour didn't get shown. So it was just get rid of the Tories. So I voted Lib Dem in that particular one. So that's the only reason I didn't vote for him in that particular one. And then by the time the next election came along, I hated that man.
Fair play.
Hated him.
Okay, we're going to finish with this one. I was going to say a fun one. If you got murdered, what kind of photo would you want used? That's from Lorraine. That feels like, but does that? Well, okay, we can come. But does that also feel like Lorraine is like, you know, sometimes like people hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
If you got murdered,
it's all a bit Cape Fear. She's across the end. She's on the other side of the road.
Yeah, we look through the glass and we see that Matt's now gone and there's a grinning she-murderer. Which kind of photo would you want used? I would want one. I really love the idea of people being devastated by my death. So I'd want one of me. There's a photo of just being a great guy, like with my wife, like just getting something out of my wife's hair. I want people to feel so sad that I'm dead.
Do you know what I would like?
Yeah.
I moved house a few months ago, and a lot of that involves going through photographs and shit that you haven't seen for a few years. And it's the first time I've seen old photographs of myself, because I feel like I've aged quite a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. Where I'm not
agreeing with that. Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 48.
I'm 49. 45 to 50. Let's talk about the acceleration of aging.
It just goes.
What the fuck? I am chopped.
45 is the moment.
40 to 45. I was happy with how
45. You go.
This is all holding up nicely.
45. It literally just goes like that.
Do you know?
It's awful.
When you know the worst one is, you know, when you like got to verify something on a phone, and I don't know if your bank does that. Well, no. That would be worse. Yeah. But like if your bank just has, you have to do face recognition, so you unexpectedly see yourself from that angle.
Oh, should I tell you what it is? At the checkouts.
Yeah.
Do you ever? You're in Sainsbury's. You feel like maybe I'm looking quite hot today. You look at that. Oh my God, I'm fucking awful.
Well, because you sort of catch yourself like how other people see you, like you got this sort of slack-jawed fucking mouth-breathing expression.
Anyway, I was looking through photos, and it's the first time I've ever looked at photos of me from only 10 years ago, let's say.
Yeah.
Tom, you used to actually be quite attractive. And I don't think that I am attractive. I've never thought it, but I look at younger photos of me and go, Tom, what the fuck were you worried about? You look at you now.
Yeah.
I would just basically want to find the hottest photo that's ever been taken of me, and that would be it. But for people to go like, I can't believe he's dead, and I'm gonna stick that in the wank bank for tonight.
So you can live on sexually in the imaginations of the British public,
or the British public fudding themselves silly at my death.
But so then you'd be like this. If we were both murdered, they'd be thinking, oh, Jeff would have been a great husband, but they'd be going, but Tom would have taken care of business. You know,
do you mean business? Oh, as in,
yeah,
you know,
I would have provided for them, like you.
But you'd have provided financial stability and groceries. I would have provided them sort of.
Yeah, you'd have given that. You'd have been like the pool boy. Yeah. Okay, that is the end of this episode.
It's been really vulgar. There's been a lot of vulgarity.
And yet philosophical at the same time.
Philosophical vulgarity.
We had one more Friday night episode coming this Friday, 10 p.m. special episode. We had really actually, special. I mean, say, for example, we'd already recorded it. We did find a way of inserting new content.
Actually, there's probably about 15 minutes of new content in it.
And then we're discussing films and all that kind of stuff that you'll love. But do keep the comments coming in. Do keep subscribing and liking. Like I say, on YouTube especially, we're aiming to come back sooner.
Yeah.
And so the more you love, it's like, you know, the thing in the pantomime where if you just believe in Tinkerbell, she exists.
Yeah,
that's what the hype button is.
But the Tinkerbell.
Yeah, come on, boys and girls.
Oh God.
Okay, let's call it there.
See you soon, guys.
Well, that went well.
Well, that went well.
Well, that went well.
Yeah.